Hi everybody, I thought I would make a quick video outside of ErinOak Kids in Oakville, Ontario. My mom is a patient at the hospital right across the street, so I drive by this location of ErinOak Kids quite regularly. It's not far from our home. I wanted to just quickly educate people based on the devastating layoffs that were announced yesterday. And obviously, this organization, which has 3 locations in Peel and Halton Region, here, Oakville, Brampton, Mississauga. So ErinOak Kids is the community autism service provider and actually offers other services for young children: speech and language pathology, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and autism services. And these community service providers don't just offer intensive services, they offer information for families who just had a child diagnosed with autism. They offer system navigation. So if you need help filling out the overwhelming forms for certain programs for assistance in this province, they help with that. They help you navigate the rocky road that is autism services and supports that you try and navigate while your child is on a wait list for support at this healthcare community service provider. And they also, have early intervention per se. Even when your kid's on the spectrum, you're supposed to have access to this building. This is one of 3 buildings, as I mentioned. These buildings serve the community of Oakville, Burlington, Milton, Halton Hills in Halton Region. And in Peel Region, it serves Mississauga, Caledon, and Brampton. So these 3 facilities serve over 1 million people in terms of autism services, if you don't have the option for private service providers. Now in our region, private service providers have wait lists. Some of them have closed their wait lists because there are too many people looking for services. Again, this facility is not just about intensive services. You can't give families choice if the resources they need with a newly diagnosed child aren't there. So I want people to understand that. This building was built probably at a cost of $50 to $55 million, a total investment of $163 million. And that was an amalgamation of a couple of dozen offices and buildings for the ErinOak Kids organization when they built these facilities. In there, they have amazing clinical rooms. There's a gymnasium, sensory rooms, an indoor and outdoor playground, I can't remember. As a waitlist family, we've never received autism services at this location. But this is devastating. This is a resource that is a must-have in our community. And it is paramount to how little the Ford government and Lisa MacLeod understands what these facilities do in terms of resources and accessibility and services and supports. Because families who don't have access to intensive therapies get resources short term in this building. Oh, the sun is changing direction, sorry. The sun is setting, there we go. So I want you to understand, as a taxpayer, you paid for these buildings. And now there's fewer people to staff them. That's your healthcare, that's my healthcare. You might not have a child with autism, but me and tens of thousands of Ontarians do. And we need you to understand that this is just the beginning. This is privatization. The only way I access that building that my tax dollars paid for is with a credit card. Please stand with us, stand up beside us and behind us, leverage our voices, call your MPPs, demand that they speak out against these cuts. This is unacceptable. We will not go away without needs-based therapy. That includes services that families need to get to the next step, to transition through crisis periods. And it's a travesty, an absolute travesty. Ontario, this is your money. This is your money. And maybe not everyone wants to access the services here, but it should be an option because that's what choice provides. So Lisa MacLeod doesn't understand that the choices that she thinks she's making is actually devastating the infrastructure in this province. If you have questions, reach out to a family with a child with autism. We can explain. Not all of us are looking for intensive services. Our family doesn't require intensive services. We need resources that teach us things and information and help in navigating this system to find the right people for our kiddo. And we hope that that infrastructure stays in place. And that won't happen with Lisa McLeod on this file. So we think Lisa McLeod should resign as soon as possible, and someone else needs to be on this file. Because if you don't have empathy and compassion and understanding as the Minister of Children and Social Services, get out. Because as a family with a child with autism, we don't want her on this file. So make a phone call, Ontario. This is your money. You need to understand how it's being devastated. Have a great night.